Hey everyone, welcome to today's explainer. Okay, if you're a fan of Thai food, you absolutely know the magic of Nam Tok, that mouth-watering spicy grilled pork salad. It's so good, right? But honestly, getting that perfect, juicy, restaurant-quality result usually means dragging out the grill, messing with charcoal, and pretty much smoking out your entire house. Well, not anymore. Today, we're breaking down a foolproof, lightning-fast indoor method that comes straight from expert home cooks. We're going to focus on the absolute easiest way for beginners to get that perfect, spicy pork salad right in your own kitchen, literally without ever striking a match.
So let's just get right into it. Do you want that authentic Nam Tok flavor without the massive headache of setting up a charcoal grill? I mean, of course you do. The traditional grilling method is great and all, but let's be real, it's a huge hurdle when you just want a quick, delicious weeknight dinner. The incredibly cool source material we're looking at today completely skips the grill. Instead, it gives us this highly controlled pan fry and simmer method. It's basically the ultimate stress-free solution that puts you 100% in charge of the cooking, totally minus the ash, the smoke, and that completely unpredictable heat.
In this next point is exactly why you shouldn't feel like you're somehow cheating by skipping the grill. Just take a look at this quote right from our source. It says, "Even the street vendors who sell Nam Tok use this method now because it's so easy and not complicated." I love this because it totally busts the myth that authentic flavor has to come from an open flame. Honestly, if the pros, the folks pushing out hundreds of plates every single day, are using this exact pan fry technique because it's efficient and consistent, then you should definitely feel empowered to try it too. You're literally cooking just like a savvy street vendor.
All right, moving on to section 1, selecting the perfect pork.
You know, any truly great meat dish starts right at the butcher counter. If you want that incredibly juicy, melt-in-your-mouth texture we all crave in a Thai salad, you've got to start with the right cut. Our source highly recommends using pork tenderloin for what they call the ultimate softness. It's naturally lean but just ridiculously tender. But hey, if you can't find tenderloin, don't worry, just adapt. Grabbing a cut that has a bit of fat on it is actually a fantastic backup plan. That little bit of marbling practically guarantees the meat will stay super moist and juicy while you pan fry it. So yeah, definitely don't stress if you can't snag that one specific cut.
Okay, let's get into section 2, the foolproof no-grill method.
This right here is where the magic really happens. We're talking 4 simple steps to total mastery. First, you marinate and massage the meat. Second, pan fry it on high heat. Third, let it rest and slice it thinly. And fourth, you simmer it or perform what's known in Thai cooking as ruin to finish it all off. Honestly, just reassure yourself right now. Looking at these steps, you are completely in control. No sudden flare-ups from a crazy charcoal fire to stress over. It's just 4 straightforward, super manageable steps right in your trusty frying pan.
Let's zoom in on that first step for a second. The absolute magic number here is 30. You're going to take 500 grams of your chosen pork, toss in about 1 tablespoon of all-purpose seasoning powder, and really get in there and massage it. The source makes a big point of this. The longer you massage, the softer the pork gets. So once you've really worked that seasoning in, just let it sit and rest for exactly 30 minutes. That half hour is absolutely crucial for locking in all that flavor and ensuring you get that soft, tender texture. Next up is the pan fry. You really want to hit that meat with some high heat. What we're aiming for here is a beautiful golden brown crust on the outside while keeping the inside perfectly juicy and actually maybe even a little bit rare for the moment. Oh, and here's a fantastic pro tip straight from the source. Before you fry the pork, go ahead and pan fry your garnish, the dried chilies, right in the oil. Then use that exact same chili-infused oil to cook your pork. I mean, you're basically building these incredible layers of flavor right out of the gate. It's brilliant.
Now for step 4, which hinges on this super important Thai cooking term, ruin. After you've seared the pork and sliced it up nice and thin, you actually put it back into the pan. But here's the trick. You add just enough water to barely cover the bottom of the pan, keeping it what they call kluk-click, or just slightly saucy. Toss in another half tablespoon of that seasoning powder and just simmer the sliced meat in this rich little liquid until it's evenly cooked through. Guys, this creates an incredibly rich, intensely flavorful base for the salad that a dry grill simply cannot replicate.
Which brings us to section 3, seasoning like a famous restaurant.
So you've got your perfectly cooked pork sitting in this amazing savory broth. But before we start throwing in all those vendor secrets, you have to remember this one absolutely critical rule. Always turn off the heat before adding your spices. Or, at the very least, turn it way down. Why? Because if you leave the heat blasting while you mix in your dry powders, your beautiful sauce is just going to evaporate and completely dry out. Turning off the heat preserves that awesome, saucy, juicy consistency that makes Nam Tok so perfect when you eat it with sticky rice. To capture that authentic, famous vendor flavor, here are the exact proportions you'll need for our 500 grams of pork. 2 tablespoons of tangy tamarind juice, 1 tablespoon of fiery chili powder, and half to 1 full tablespoon of aromatic roasted rice powder. Just a quick heads up on the rice powder, don't add too much or it'll soak up all your delicious sauce. Then add a pinch of sugar to kind of round it all out, and a pinch of MSG if you want, which, by the way, the street vendors definitely use. The tamarind and that roasted rice powder are literally the key drivers here for giving you that authentic, earthy, perfectly sour kick.
All right, almost done. Section 4, customizing flavors for everyone.
You know, the absolute best part about making this at home is that you aren't stuck with a restaurant's default spice level, right? You can completely troubleshoot and adjust the whole thing to fit your family's palate. If it's missing something, you just tweak it. Not salty enough? Add some fish sauce. But notice this really crucial warning from our source. Wait to add the fish sauce. Why? Because that initial seasoning powder we use to marinate and roux on the pork already has salt in it, so always taste it first. If it ends up too spicy for the kids, no problem. Just scale back the chili powder next time. And if it needs a little pop of freshness, just squeeze in a wedge or two of fresh lime right at the very end. It's totally adaptable to you.
Finally, we bring the whole thing to life with the finishing herbs. Once your heat is completely off and your flavors are totally balanced, go ahead and toss in some sliced red onion, fresh mint leaves, coriander, and culantro. Give it a nice, gentle mix. The residual heat from the pork and the sauce is going to perfectly release all the essential oils in those herbs without turning them into a wilted mush. Then, top the whole shebang off with those dried chilies we fried way back at the beginning. This just completely locks in that beautiful, super appetizing, restaurant-quality aroma. Well, we've reached the end of our journey today, and I just have to leave you with this one final thought. With a method that is this simple, this fast, and honestly, this incredibly flavorful, what is stopping you from making authentic Nam Tok tonight? Seriously, you've got the vendor secrets, you know exactly how to pick the right pork for maximum juiciness, and you know how to customize the flavors so everyone in your family will love it. It is officially time to ditch that charcoal grill forever, grab your favorite frying pan, and create something amazing. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and as always, keep learning.